Today on Commonly Good MTG, we're playing with a mono red aggro deck that we plucked off of the Platinum Mythic list over at Magic GG. It's not just a standard mono red aggro deck, but it's got some interesting card choices into it. Is it interesting enough to make it interesting enough to play? I think so. Stay tuned to find out more. Hello and welcome to a Commonly Good MTG. I'm your host, your choice for music and money, Dr. Yukon Socket. Yes, thank you. Film before a live studio audience. Thank you so much. Yukon Socket. Word to your mama. So I'm broadcasting to you today from my secret underground headquarters, and I'm bringing to you a deck I found over on Magic GG's Platinum and Mythic list, which I have entitled Mono Red Aggro. Now, I don't play Mono Red Aggro on this channel very often, just because you've seen Mono Red Aggro, you've seen Mono Red Aggro. I play it every once in a while. Definitely, I play it at mid-month when I do the best of the top fives. Because it's always in the top 5 of the awesomeness. Now, this deck just looked interesting. I mean, it was on the Platinum Mythic list, so it's going to be competitive. But more so, there are some interesting card choices that are subtle, but, if you're a strong mono-red aggro player, you're going to find them interesting. So really quickly, let's hammer through the deck list, and then we'll take it out, and we'll crush some hopes and dreams. All right, so like any good mono-red aggro deck, what do we got? We got Kumano. We've got the Swiftspear, Phoenix Chick, Play with Fire, Lightning Strike, Feldon, Squee, Chandra, Mechanized Warfare, and a whole truckload of mountains. What do they do? Point of damage, and then eventually get a 2/2 out. It makes the guy stronger. This guy he's got prowess, so he's got haste, and it gets bigger every time you can play a non-creature spell. This one's flying 1/1, 2 points of damage, and a scry. This is a hasty 2/2, and then whenever he's dealt damage, you exile that many cards from the top of your library, so it's a little bit of card draw in a red kind of way. Lightning Strike's 3 points of damage straight to the face. Play with Fire's 2 points of damage straight to the face. Reckless Input, you see this a lot. Allows you to draw cards in a red kind of way. Squee allows you to come out with hasty 2/2, and he puts out a 1/1 with haste as well. And you can play him from the graveyard. Chandra comes out, and you can do 1 point of damage to one target player or planeswalker and get an additional mana. After that, you can kind of do some card draw. Mechanized Warfare makes damage dealt by your red or artifact sorcerers deal 1 additional point of damage, which we know the dealing 1 point of damage is 100% additional damage. So that's normal mono red aggro kind of stuff. Sometimes you skip the Mechanized Warfare. It's incredible, but you just want to kind of go at them like crazy. This is a little slower because you have to waste 3 mana, just sit there and not do anything. You got to hope you got some other stuff out there doing damage already, right? What are the new cards? What are the interesting cards in here? Number 1, we got Rending Flame, which does 5 points of damage. That's the thing, is that with the increased use of big red, we're starting to see us playing with things that cost 3 points of mana to do 5 points of damage. Not bad at all. Thing is, it doesn't go against the face, which is kind of weird. Bloody Betrayal, that's the most interesting addition. You have 3 of those in there where you can temporarily take control of an opponent's creature, and it gets haste, and you get a blood token out of the deal, which means card draw. Really, in my test plays with this is the coup de grace. This is what finishes people off. We'll talk about that once this whole thing's together. We got the Khenra Spellspear. I don't think we got any blue. Oh, we can play mana. We can play life for it. So we could transform it, but it's trample and prowess. So it gets the same thing as a Swiftspear. It only costs 2. It's worth it. It's just not hasty, right? But if you're willing to pay 2 life and 3 mana, you can do trample, ward 2, and double prowess, which is even better. So I think that this card is excellent. I wish it had haste, but yeah, this is just a weird, slower version of mono red aggro. It's got a little bit more beef to it, which is kind of nice. And Strangle. which does 3 points of damage to any target creature or planeswalker for 1, which is great. It's just that you're not doing it against the face. So we're kind of spending too much time dorking around with creatures rather than going after our opponent, which is what a really efficient mono red aggro deck does. This one's definitely worried a lot more about the battlefield. Here's the weirdest choice in my mind. It's a slow land. A slow land, just so you can have a card draw. I don't know, man. I don't know. But, we slowed down the deck regardless, so it's going to be interesting. All right, so what are we going to do with this deck? Like any good mono red, we are going to get dudes out, just start raking the damage at them as quickly as possible in small increments. Swiftspear, Phoenix Chick, maybe being bumped up by Kumano and then getting the Kumano guy out himself, doing like 1-2 points of damage every single turn. It'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And by turn 3, we'll get them down to like 11, maybe a little bit less. Then we'll be able to have a couple guys out. We'll have killed them with strangles or lightning strikes. You want to save the ones that go to face so we can shoot at face, but you got to get guys out of the way and get them out of the way. Eventually, they'll get somebody out that's kind of a big guy, in which case you could do a Bloody Betrayal, attack the rest of your guys, and usually finish them off. Hopefully, you can get out maybe Mechanized Warfare, which makes you guys so much more powerful, or makes your lightning strikes do 4 points of damage. It's all good. All right, so we are sacrificing aggressive time for a little bit extra power, but that's not what mono red aggro is supposed to be about. But it's interesting, so we're going to play it. Before we do, let's say our prayers and talk about what is best in life. Dear Black King Toxrill, who dwells within the dark chambers of my heart, please hear my prayers and grant your blessings as we attempt to crush our enemies, see them driven before us, and to hear the lamentation of the women. All right, playing against bbjaegz. 23. I'm going first. In your face. Okay, Phoenix Chick and a Strangle in the next turn. Phoenix Chick. Let's strangle this guy. That's cool. I can still kill both of them on this next turn. Now I can't. One, two. That's most unfortunate. All right, still, he's got life gain. That's not good for us. Let's Reckless Impulse. Let's see what we can get here. Do that in the face. All in for 2. Alright, at least we got rid of the life gain there for a second. And he's back. Can we do it again? No, that's just a bunch of mana. Okay, he's down to 7. He's going to come in and get back up to 9. If I grab his guy, that's going to put us up to just 5. We got to kill the life gain guy. That's the problem. All right, 1 right there. Let's do the Swiftspear. Let's put out a nice Squee. Take it all in. All right, you can kill yourself a goblin if you'd like. Down to 1. All right, Bloody Betrayal next turn means victory. That's not good at all. Yikes. It's like 7. And here we go. And we win! Suck it, suckerfish! Up and against Jagon 53. Jag on. Jag off. Jag on, jag off. Jag on. Alright, opponent goes first. That's not great for us. I'm going to touch on my cards like 100 times. As I see, turn 1, turn 2, turn 3. Pick up a 3rd mana. It's got a lot of rings. All right, come on, Jagon. Let's go, man. And keep it. Nope. All right, let's see. Get our Kumano out there. 1. We're playing against Golgari so far. We don't have a lot of creatures. That's kind of a bad deal. That goes against any target. I should probably keep that for face if I need to. If I need to shoot this goblin in the butt. Just think somebody had to paint that guy's toenails black. All right, here we go. Feldon. Hasty 3/3. All attack. And we do not have a 3rd mana yet. I think I'm going to be strangling myself an elf here pretty soon. I don't like how his face is all blue. Ooh, I don't have my own guy. I'll have a 2/2 here pretty soon, though. Alright, 1. Let's put this guy out. 2. Kill that guy. Strengthen the strength. And all in for 4. Alright, got him down to 11. We're actually, if I get mechanized out there, we got to get a 3rd mana for that. 3rd mana for both of these. There's our 3rd mana. Okay, Mechanized Warfare. All attack. There we go. Suck it! That's what a victory looks like. Alright, playing against Resso. Three mana. I like we got just one Squee though. One creature. That's a little light. Don't like hearing dragons screech. They're really freaking annoying. Usually these white dragons are the ones that get the big old steam pile while they're snoring too. Alright, in for one. Are we just playing against mono red ourselves? That's what prowess does, baby. Oh, he's not playing mono red. I don't care. I'm squeeing it up on this next turn. Can't block with Phoenix Chick. Squee! You go ahead and block that if you like, your little trade-off. Nope, you were terrifically good taking that damage, apparently. All right, I'll draw a card. Let's save this for a little savey save action there. Put out Phoenix Chick. And all in. Down to 6. I think Bloody Betrayal next time will win the game for us. I don't even have to go that far. Winner, winner, victory dinner. All right, better get Zombified. Keep. We going first here? I forget who gets to go first. Is it really me? How fantastic. All attack. Go night-night, dragon. All right, Phoenix Chick. Phoenix Chick. All in. All right, come on, third mana. There it is. All right, well, nothing to kill, so I'll just go ahead and play this anyway. Into my next turn, good. This looks like turn 4 for me. You can go ahead and block if you like. All right, now I shall. What does this thing do? Is that a spirit? Yeah, it is. All right, 1, 2, 3. All in. Okay, Lightning Strike finishes off this game. As long as he doesn't gain more life. I'm sure the Golgari Greeters could gain him another life, though. He kills off, as long as they keep one Phoenix Chick alive. Lightning Strike to the face. We got this game over with. Oh, but this only does, that's a red source. Good. Yeah, we're cool. Well, that was the wrong choice, buddy. And game's over. Well, that was pure aggressive overpoweringness from this deck. Alright, we're going against Epi Puppy. Epi Peppy? There we go, Epi Peppy. Keep. Alright, let's go see if we can make this better. We need to get to a creature, a third mana. Alright, I'm good with that. At least we can do something. Alright, here we go. We'll Reckless Impulse. Alright, so we're just strangling, huh? Well, we're playing the slowest mono red decks ever, apparently. Let's put out Chandra. I can't do anything with Strangle. Nothing to Strangle there, but she's getting there. -7 would be really nice. I'll do this. I'll touch your lands up there. You like that when I touch your lands? That feel good? Oh, I'm touching your lands. Poor Chandra. Alright, let's throw this guy out. Put out a nice little Monastery Swiftspear. And in for one. I can play them both. I'll in for 3. 1, 2. Down to 13. If this guy's just playing creature kill, that's just amazingly crazy. Alright, down to 6. Do I have enough? I don't. I don't have enough. Get rid of Strangle. Oh, that's even worse. If he just plays defense with that dragon, it would be bad. Thank you. That's really bad. Can't do with this thing here. Oh, holy smokes, man. That is ridiculous. Just let it through, man. Just let it through. Everything's cool. Alright, we got lots of life. He's at 5. I just got to get 2 crossed and shoot one in the face. So all I really need is for him to attack with one of his guys. Yeah, I don't care. Both is fine. Alright, my turn. That's cool. I'm still right there. Put out a guy. You did the best you could. You just don't know what I got going on here. And we win! Victory! Alright, we're playing against Thana 2, 727. Let's go for the air. I'll attack. And now for the ground. Nothing to strangle, so we'll just choke it back. Reckless Impulse. Look at this. We gotta get rid of those cards quickly. Let's use it for the pump. Another land. I don't think we need it. Got a nice creature, I could strangle it. That'd be nice. There we go. Down to 8. Nice Bloody Betrayal. Be a fun way to finish this game off. Yeah, that's exactly it. He gains the 4 life for it, unfortunately. My turn. Alright, Bloody Betrayal. Down to 5. Bring this down to 4. Should have done that before. I would have found down to 3 at that point. I could still get a Phoenix Chick past him, provided he can't gain any life this turn. Lightning Strike for the rest of it. So close. Alright. Still just need one more. Let's just pop this anyway. We'll get rid of Strangle. Alright, so this could be worth 2, and that's worth 4. And we win! Suck it, sucker fish! Suck it! Alright, so here we are with the mono red aggro deck. I gotta say, it always hits a sweet spot for me. I love mono red aggro big time. The thing about this generally is that mono red is so focused on the quick kill, it doesn't have much flexibility. It doesn't really have the ability to grow like a good Gruul deck does. So, you know, that's what loses the interest to me. But, you know, I saw this. There's some things about it I really liked. We'll talk about that. But altogether, I thought it was a good deck. I thought it was worth playing. Who was the MVP of this deck? Who was the MVP? I really can't pull this one down at this point. I guess that Squee is probably the most valuable player. It's probably Mechanized Warfare. That's right, what it is. It's Mechanized Warfare. Because this is the one that turns all your 1s into 2s, which is therefore doubling the amount of damage you're capable of doing. And this is all about nickel and diamond people, you know, somewhere between 2 and 3 points a turn. And they can only hold on for so long that way. Really, well, we'll get to it when we get to the interesting part, what I really want to talk about. But Mechanized Warfare, you are the MVP. Congratulations. Your artwork's actually pretty good too. Robin Alausen, son of Olas. All right, so was this deck competitive? I picked it up off of the Platinum Mythic list. Platinum Mythic list. And all together, I end up getting a 67% win rate. It obviously does way better on the play than on the draw. On the draw, it only had a 57%, while on the play, I had a 75% win rate. So there you go. I mean, it's a mono red aggro deck, and yeah, it's a competitive deck. This is the kind of stuff you'd use to climb the ladder. Thing is, though, it's not going to win like 100% of the time. You know, we see this. What I do, the best decks of meta, and you know, mono red aggro is in the top 5. But we're talking like it's number 4 or number 5 almost all the time. You know, your mono white and your Azoriuses are always going to do better. It seems like. I gotta say, when I was losing today, it was against other mono red decks that went first. You're pretty much in a mirror match guaranteed to lose. They'd have to get a really bad draw to lose out. But other than that, it was, you know, you're pretty much winning almost every single game. You know, just weird things happen occasionally. So yes, this is a competitive deck. It's just not as big a competitive deck as I would expect it to be. I would expect this to be, what did I say this thing was? 67%. I would expect this to be like in the 80%. I mean, when I played it for the first day, I played it like 3 or 4 games in a row. I got 100%. Today I ended up playing an additional 12 more. And out of that, I only got 7 out of, you know, so 58% out of the stuff I played today. Altogether, it's 67. It's competitive, but it's not super competitive. Let's put it that way. Let's see. Was this deck fun? If you are an aggro player, this is a fun deck. I mean, I can tell you that this touches my inner goblin. I like a true goblin deck better. This one doesn't quite pull it off. Goblin Tribal's always so incredibly cool. This one felt a little like it was trying to do more tricks or something. Because of it, it made it a little bit more interesting. But as such, it was a little frustrating with the lack of creatures. Usually with a good mono red aggro deck, it's just like you're throwing creatures out like crazy, and you're daring people to do anything. And a good board wipe usually screws you over. And this one, there's a little bit more going on. I really can't pick it out too much, but you know, Rending Flame, Lightning Strikes, Play with Fire, Kumano, Mechanized Warfare, Reckless Impulse, Strangle. I mean, Strangle's the weird slow one. It just doesn't belong in this deck. But I decided to play it to see if it was any good. And it was interesting. A single mana, you know, it buffs up your guys with prowess. It was a little interesting. I'm talking about interesting again, though. But anyways, as far as fun is concerned, it was a good one. There are better, fun mono red aggro decks out there. Let's put it that way. But still, it was a fun deck. Number 3, was this deck interesting? That's what this had going for it. I can tell you, I usually stay away from playing mono reds on video just because they are so boring, right? Everybody, you see them all the time. They're played all the time. We've all very used to it. Kumano, Swiftspear, Phoenix Chick, Play with Fire, Lightning Strike, blah, 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 blah. Feldon, absolutely. We're seeing it constantly. Mechanized Warfare, Chandra, you know, who cares? The thing about this deck was it had Bloody Betrayal in it and Rending Flame. It had, was it the Khenra Spellspear? Those are all new cards to the mono red aggro in my book. And I was looking forward to it. They had the Autonomous Furnace, which is in there, which is slow. I mean, I can't believe we would put this land in here. Sure, you get card draw out of it potentially. It's just one. It's just one card. But still, I mean, can you imagine? I mean, I've done this where I'm just like, I can't believe I couldn't play something on a turn. Because, yeah, I had a third card, but it was slow. What was wrong with the world? If anything, you just drop this. Come on, man. Strangle, I ended up using it a ton. I used it a ton. It was good for powering up the prowess. I'd say it was worth it. I mean, usually you play with Fire and Lightning Strike just because you can shoot people in the face. And that's really what you're going for in a good mono red aggro. This one kind of slowed down. It was more interesting because of it. It wasn't as fun and it wasn't as competitive. But I think that because of the weird card choices in here, this was an interesting mono red aggro deck. All right, so let's add this up. Was it competitive? Technically, yes. Was this deck fun? Technically, yes. Was this deck interesting? More so than you would normally get out of a mono red aggro. Still, not by far an interesting deck as far as like there being synergy or choices or weird things you can do. So I'm going to give this deck, I hate to say, I'm going to say an A-, just because it wasn't as fun as it could have been. It wasn't as competitive as it could have been. And while it was interesting for a mono red aggro deck, it wasn't as interesting as it should have been. So my A-, oh, that hurts my heart to say it. Because I got to say, I played this deck and I loved it. I mean, I really enjoyed attack, 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 Bloody Betrayal for the finish. Done. Loved that. And I can tell you, as soon as I'm just playing for fun, I'm going to play a deck like this again. This was a great, fun deck for me. But that's because sometimes I like to play, not necessarily to win. So, and that's what this deck really has got going for it. I got to say, it's just an A- just because it's not a big winner and it's not as tuned as it could be. But I thought it being more interesting, it was well worth playing. So if you decide to play with this deck, I hope that you find it as interesting as I did. That is all for now. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. From all of us here in the secret underground headquarters of Uncommonly Good MTG, have a great day. In the words of my people, shine on, you crazy diamonds. Later.